Hi, my name's Keegan, and I'm the founder of Joiner Services, and this is Engineers in Automation. On today's episode, I'm going to talk with James Truman. He's the founder of Advanced Robotic Solutions. His company specializes in contract robot programming, as well as the founder of Automation Trainers. They specialize in training people to become robot programmers. Now let's go talk automation. And welcome to the show, everybody. We're really excited to have you today. I've got James Truman with us today. He is the founder of Advanced Robotic Solutions and Automation Trainers. James, welcome.
Thanks for having me on the show. Appreciate it, Keegan.
Yeah, appreciate it. First off, can you tell us a little bit of background about yourself, a little bit about your companies?
Sure. So I'm the owner of Advanced Robotic Solutions and Automation Trainers. On the ARS side, we are a full service systems integrator for many of the automotive and automation companies. And on the automation trainer side of things, we're a full training facility for robot programming and controls engineering on multiple robot and PLC platforms.
Wow. Sounds like you got a full plate then.
Yep, absolutely, we do.
Yeah, so how did you end up then getting into automation into this role?
So I got my start from a buddy who worked at a contract house in the Metro Detroit area. I started out as a robot programmer and, began perfecting my craft project to project until the point that I was able to start, my own companies.
In what year was that you ended up starting on your own?
Around 2015.
Oh wow, okay, great. And then with that, how many employees do you currently have?
Give or take between office, instructing, and recruiting. We do with guys in the field between controls engineers and robot programmer, we have over 10.
Oh wow, good. Congrats. And then how about on the training side? How's that going?
Good. One of the biggest hurdles that we had was procuring more robots, and luckily we were able to overcome that. But the training side of it has been great, and it's definitely something that, I think the industry is moving towards and it needs.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't agree more there. Are there certain types of robots that you guys specialize in at the training facility?
Yep. So right now we have ABB and Fanuc, and we have more Fanucs coming. We have Kuka, Kawasaki, Motoman, and Universal on the way as well. So we're trying to do as many robot platforms as we possibly can.
Wow. Wow, that would be great. I don't know if any one training center is doing that many varieties, so that would be very unique if you can do that.
Absolutely. To my knowledge, not right now, but I definitely think that it's a good move.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. And then on the ARS side, let's talk a little bit more about that. With your background coming up in the industry, what kind of projects are these guys working on now for you?
We usually do a lot of everything. We do preventative maintenance, we do robot programming from scratch, from MIG welding, spot welding, material handling, sealer and adhesive, laser welding. I mean, whatever our customer asks us for, we're going to do it.
Are you heavy automotive then?
Yep, heavy automotive. Automotive would be our bread and butter. And we've been slowly getting into aerospace, defense, food and beverage, and pharmaceutical.
Oh, very cool. And then one of the other things I wanted to ask was, what kind of makes ARS different than some of your competitors?
I would say the biggest thing would be how we treat our guys and the type of people that we're bringing on. We heavily vet a lot of the people that work at ARS, and we have a family here. We always make sure that everybody's on the right track, and we're able to give them training if they don't need it, and we offer many things that other companies don't, and I pride ourselves on that.
Yeah, good. Good. So then, you've been around for quite some time here and run your own business. What are some things that you really obviously enjoy about this industry?
I enjoy that it's always changing. Not There's not one day that's the same. There's new technology all the time. new people, new customers, and I love to see how it's evolving, year by year.
Yeah, and what are some of those new technologies that you really like? I know you're pretty active on LinkedIn and post a lot of cool stuff that I always see. What are some of those things that really pique your interest?
I would say the coolest thing would be how they're making it towards the rehabilitation of like patients and pharmaceutical, like surgeries and anything that can be done to, catapult pushing, that industry forward. You know what I mean? Advancements in surgery technologies and maybe pill capping or, all types of things.
Yeah. Are there any unique applications that you've worked on that you can talk about? Whether that's you or any one of your staff members.
Um, I would say, working on the Hummer EV was really cool this year. And we've done a lot of battery applications for them. So I think that would be, the coolest thing so far is, the EV push and the battery applications.
And then how is your outlook then looking here for how'd that go through 22 and then now for 23? Are uh, there's been a lot of bad news kind of in the media about, the economy, things like that. How are things been going for you in the automation industry?
Luckily, things have been steady. I think by 2023, things are going to be getting a lot better. We had microchip shortages, we had part supply shortages, and I think, as that, tends to decrease, that business will increase a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Are you seeing any of your demand for certain things more or less because of that? Are you seeing, certain needs from customers?
To a degree, yes. I mean, we're all, them being the customer, we have to follow in line with what they're telling us. But for the most part, it's been steady. I wouldn't say demand has been as high as it's always been. I think manpower is a big situation that's always happened. Um, but I think that'll continue around the same, situation it's been.
Dad, we're almost to the new year here. You're my last interview of the season. How is your outlook for 2023 looking? You kind of touched on it there for a second. Is there anything big in the pipeline you're seeing? Any big projects that you're looking forward to?
We do a lot of work with Fanuc and they have a lot of large projects coming up. So I'm very anxious to see, how that progresses. But, from what I hear, 2023 is going to be a big year.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear too then. What about anything that as a business owner, as a programmer yourself, is there anything that you see in the industry that you struggle with or that you dislike?
I would say, the biggest thing which with automation trainers we're trying to solve is the amount of training and not just, knowing how to do it, but why you're doing it is the biggest thing. A lot of people have learned from other people in the field, and there really needs to be stricter training and, broken down so that way a lot of these guys in the field or women can know, why they're doing it, not just how, and, get proper training and be able to get people in the facilities, create more manpower, create less of a demand for manpower, from having them highly successful and highly trained.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great point. Where are you finding some of these individuals to train? Are looking at the younger ranks? Are you looking for people trying to move to get out of current roles? Who are you looking at there to try to get some automation training?
So pretty much anybody can. We're set up with the state of Michigan so people can, get grants and other types of supplemental money to take our classes. But, we work with high schools. Like I went to Dakota High School, we've been working with them to get students into, I guess you would consider this a skilled trade, right? So
Yep.
it'd be good to get them into some type of STEM, which is science, technology, and engineering and manufacturing and get them into a career, not just a job, and give them the proper training. But, we're working with so many different sources to get people of all kinds and ages.
Oh wow, that sounds great, and definitely there's a high demand, especially here locally. That's good to hear. I want to ask, you've been around for some time now. What are some mistakes that you've seen out in this industry that you think people may be making, or something maybe that you've done yourself?
Um, I would say, as a company, we haven't had a lot of mistakes. And me personally, I mean, once in a while you'll crash a robot or you'll do certain things like that as a robot programmer. But for the most part, there isn't anything, crazy that could really happen. And luckily, I haven't had any of those situations happen to where it's been like a catastrophic failure.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen a few of those. Um, so with this training center that you're building here, it's giving a lot of opportunities, I think, for people to go and learn and expand their learning, whether they're, new programmers, current programmers in the field, or just somebody just trying to break in the industry themselves. I guess tell us a little bit about, how you feel about kind of changing the landscape and bringing more people into the industry. I think that's something that's really important.
Um, I would say just by doing their training classes our way. And what I mean by that is we offer accelerated classes and we want to get people trained fast and in the field without any hiccups. And the way that we write our curriculums and the way that we train and teach is different from any other company that does it right now. And, that's one thing that I wanted when we started that entity is to make sure that we're pumping out high quality training no
Yeah.
matter what.
And then how long is your training classes? How long do those last?
It varies. We do robot programming on multiple platforms for robots. We do Siemens now and Bradley for the PLC side. But for the most part, you're looking at about 5 days per course.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's a 1 week power session, right?
Yep. Yep. 8 hours a day.
Yeah. And that's on site, and where are you guys located?
Yep. That's on site. We're located in Shelby Township at 25 and Mount.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so just a little bit north of myself. So I do want to ask though, what kind of inspired you to get into this industry? How did you break into it yourself?
Well, a friend of mine got me into the industry, like I was telling you, and I kind of like absorbed it like a sponge. I've always been into technology, and working with robots to me was just awesome. I thought it was cool. It didn't really seem like a job to me. It really felt like I was playing around and learning as much as I could. So, I've always been under the impression that if it doesn't feel like work to you, you're gonna love what you do.
Yeah, and I feel the same. Anything automation related, I'm in with a smile on my face. That's a great point. I guess another thing I just wanted to ask, is there any leadership advice that you could give? I mean, a guy coming from, breaks into the industry as a programmer, now you got two businesses,
Mhm.
how'd you do it? Any advice on leadership on how to get there? Because you obviously have some.
It sounds cliche, because everybody says it, but you can't be afraid to make the jump and try something new, to better yourself. Everything is possible in life and achievable. And, Rome wasn't built in a day. So you just have to trust the process and set your mind to whatever you want to do.
Wow. Yep. Yeah, it's a good point. Do you have any advice for, maybe people thinking about, going in the industry and like working for a contract company like yourself? Any tips for them?
I would say to invest in yourself. I would get as much training and certificates as possible and absorb all the information, as you can and use it to your benefit.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. And then, one of the last things I always like to ask people is, where can people find you? How can they get a hold of you? How can they contact you?
So yeah, our website, is right there, arsrobots.com. My phone number is on the website. It's pretty much everywhere. I have it posted on LinkedIn. I plugged in all my information that I can, so that way people can contact me directly and get in touch with me.
All right, great. Great. And I'll leave that in the description below too, so people can go directly to your LinkedIn account. I just wanted to thank everybody today. Make sure you give us a like, comment, and share, and don't forget to join us next time here on Engineers in Automation. Thanks.